So you've escaped the mega early game push and you're in Gear Hub Tier 5. This is where things get serious, man. What is up, guys? This is Cobb, and welcome to the Gear Hub Tier 5 to 7-ish kind of guide here, pointing out all kinds of guns in Gear Hub 5 and beyond that you want to be looking out for, potentially saving up for, as well as some of the buys that you can make to just advance your way through these Gear Hub stages nice and smoothly if you're just looking to climb as quickly as possible towards unlocking your Surge and your Eclipse, which are really sort of like the big goals for your account at this point. Getting at least one of these suckers picked up as quickly as possible. It's going to be quite the grind, but there's some good buys that you can make along the way. Hey man, before we get to all of that, if you're looking to start a new Mech Arena account or invite a friend to start playing Mech Arena, send them the beginner promo link that's down below at the top of the video description box, or click on that link right now yourself, man. Make sure you're on laptop or PC when you click on that link. Use that link to create your new Mech Arena account, man, for all of the free stuff that you can see on screen right now, man. Free Epic Pilot, start a mech in the form of the Stalker, and a couple of EM Rifle 6s, man. This right here is the webpage that link down below will take you to. Use this page to create a new account, man, and bam, finish the tutorial. All of those freebies shall be yours. Okay, Gear Hub Tier 5 by the Aegis. We're going to start with the mechs. Aegis is the #1 priority, man. As soon as you get to Gear Hub Tier 5, kind of forget all of the other mechs, but not really, right? The Redeemer, costs a whole bunch of A coins, not that stupendous. We've got the Cheetah down here as well, costs a whole bunch of A coins, not going to get crazy good use out of the Cheetah either. The Aegis, on the other hand, yes, it does cost A coins, but dude, the Dome Shield on the Aegis is busted. It's basically infinite health. It's got a Dome Durability or Dome health bar of like 500,000. This is after ranking the guy up, but even still, even when you first buy the Aegis, the shield is unbelievable. It's a dome shield, so it protects you from overhead attacks, back attacks, all of that, you know. And yeah, the Aegis is one of those mechs, or one of the first mechs really, that you're going to be picking up on your account that you're almost definitely taking up to 6 stars, man. It's just that bloody good, and so it's well worth the investment of A coins. It's going to make a big difference on your account. Now, you can also go ahead and grab the Zephyr down here. Zephyr, not a bad mech in its own right. It's got a huge bonus in that you buy it via credits, and so that's lovely, right? You might as well just buy it anyway for the sake of the credits. Flesh out your hanger a little bit with, honestly, a pretty decent support mech. Comes with the Shock Pulse ability. Get those stars, you know, to help advance your Gear Hub. And the Shock Pulse ability, applying EMP effect, effectively stunning enemies in a short radius around the Zephyr. You can combo the Zephyr up there with any kind of close range weapons. Ember Guns work, well, Ember Guns work okay for starters against modded enemies. They're going to be a little bit crappier. But when you eventually got like Storm Racks and Missile Racks and stuff on your account, and you can just hold enemies still with the Zephyr and just blast them down with the likes of Storm Racks, Missile Racks, that kind of thing, you're going to have a damn good time with the little Zephyr boy, even though it will eventually fall off a little bit, unlike the Aegis, which is just an amazing long-term investment. In fact, I'll say right now that you might want to go ahead and rank up the Aegis a little bit while you are in Gear Hub Tier 5, so that you actually benefit from just gaining an extra star on the Aegis towards progressing the Gear Hub. And you want to do that before going to Gear Hub Tier 6, because then ranking up the Aegis won't do anything because, well, you're in Gear Hub Tier 6 now, and the stars that you get from ranking things up in Gear Hub Tier 5 are not going to contribute towards the stars required to advance through Gear Hub Tier 6. If that makes sense, right? So do the ranking up of your Aegis if you can while you are in Gear Hub Tier 5. Next up, man, this brings us to weapons. Thankfully, there are a lot of good weapons in Gear Hub Tier 5 that are purchasable with credits. For me, as a priority, okay, I mean, you don't have to buy that. You can buy some of like the cheaper weapons first. There's going to be some very cheap weapons here that you can grab. The frag guns, for example. Fragment Gun 12 is going to be very affordable. They're going to go nicely on the likes of your Guardian mech, potentially, stuff like that. You know, you can always find a place, man, for like good close range brawler builds by using the likes of the Fragment Guns. Very cheap. You might want to start there because they are so cheap. But for me, the big daddy gun in this tier, okay, you can actually save up for the disc launcher if you want. You can go disc launcher. For me, at least, that's if you want to be a bit of a hipster. No, dude, I just say to save for the bloody pod guns, man. The pod guns are so bloody good, man. Pick these things up with credits. They cost basically the same as the disc launchers. I feel like these things are amazing. They're fantastic to combo up with your Aegis mech, right? That's one of like the builds that you can look to make. Honestly, when I first got the Aegis pod gun combo going on my account for the first time, that was the real time I felt like an actual Mech Arena gamer, right? It felt like, wow, this is a mech I could use for like the next 6 months and still be having fun. It's that good, it's that strong, and these kind of guns, like, the pod guns are great at all ranges, right? They've got like a soft lock-on ability, which is really, really nice. The damage is pretty solid, the reload speed is quite quick. It means that they're just well-suited. They've also got like an optimal range of like, I think they lock onto enemies within, it's like 90 to 100 meter range, which is great. Since they have a max range of 300 meters, it's basically infinite. It's basically global range. They just only lock on at a certain like distance, you know. So there is that to consider, but they're just good on all maps, right? They're good everywhere. They're fine in free-for-all. They're not amazing in free-for-all, but point is, like, deathmatch, CVC, all the other stuff, very, very nice. And even if you eventually stop using them on your Aegis, you might eventually one day equip them on the likes of your Eclipse, when you've got Eclipse on your account. I've even tried them out recently on my Orion, and honestly, they did a lot of good work there as well. Like, they're just a very, very versatile gun, and a great investment in my book. As for a bunch more weapons that you can pick up for credits, a lot of stuff in the barrage tree right here. Nade launcher 10s. I actually didn't pick these up on my account when advancing the gear hub. I probably should have, to be honest. Relatively affordable. Pretty good guns. Cryo launcher 10s. Equally great. Great for control, great for slowing enemies, solid on many, many different map types. Yeah, you can kind of slam these guns on anything and they're going to do a good amount of work for you. Combo them up with your Cryo Launcher 10s. You can combo them up with the Cryo Launcher 6s if you pick those up earlier on as well, which you probably should have. Both of those great buys. You can also wiggle on up a little bit as well and pick up the Quantum Gun 10s. Quantum Guns are just pretty good. Like, they're pretty good. I feel like it's another one of those guns, like, they're marketed as a sniper. They feel more like an assault weapon with just very, very good range. The damage isn't stupendous, but the debuffs that these things apply are pretty solid. You apply stasis and weaken to a target, increasing the damage they take and slowing their turn speed, which is all just pretty solid debuffs to be landing, especially if you're sort of outclassed by enemies. They're on much, much stronger mechs than you. Maybe they have like shield mods, stuff like that, right? They're just on stronger mechs. You can just poke somebody down with a quantum gun from across the map, apply all these debuffs. You can be very, very annoying in like a team deathmatch setting to one of the whales on the enemy team, and like, you can really hold your own with these things, man. They're actually pretty solid. Again, you can rank some stuff up in this tier as well if you're just a few stars short of getting your way on up to Gear Hub tier 6, right? If you're a few stars short and ranking up the Aegis didn't quite get you across the line, you can go and you can rank up something really, really cheap, like the Fragment Gun 12. Throw a rank into that. It's going to be rather cheap to upgrade this rare gun from 3 stars to 4. If you don't mind spending a wee bit more to upgrade a gun, you could go with the Pod Gun 8. That might set you back a little bit. The Cryo Launcher 10s, though, are going to have decent longevity on your account as well. You can go ahead and throw a rank into these and take these up a rank just to sort of recoup those extra stars you need to proceed on to Gear Hub Tier 6, which is where our discussion now takes us, man. Gear Hub Tier 6 in terms of mechs. Ooh, okay, so I made some questionable decisions on this one. I picked up Panther very, very late. Some people, by the way, actually suggest that Panther, I've seen this quite commonly, Panther is like the mech that you should grab first in Gear Hub Tier 6. It does cost 8 coins. It's a very, very strong mech. It's an option. You've got some options really in this tier. The Panther's so solid because its stasis barrier ability throws up, well, a barrier in a wall. That barrier just can't die. It has infinite health, right? So if you want to like play a crazy poke style, right, throw up a barrier and just unleash fire down like a big old sight line on a certain map and just be that annoying guy just eviscerating everybody from a distance and just never dying because your shield just can't get shut down, nobody can touch you, then you can be that guy on the Panther. The option of kill shot, this is the one that I went for. Regretted a little bit. I didn't get that much use out of kill shot myself. It felt great when I first got kill shot on my account. I'll say that, right? You get the dash attack, right? You got like 50,000 health on this mech. Its dash attack deals like nearly 30,000 damage, you know? Which feels great when you first get it, man. You're just running over people. You're in like free-for-all and stuff, and you're just obliterating everybody. It feels really, really good when you first get it, but for me, it fell off very, very quickly. I ended up just facing, as soon as you're up against like opponents with mods and with tankier mechs and with mechs that are ranked up to like 5 stars and stuff like that, suddenly everybody's very, very tanky and you just can't get a kill with your melee dash skill unless an enemy is like I don't know, 20% health or less, at which point, I mean, just shoot them, you know? You're not really getting that much from the melee dash anymore, and you have to play like more of like a poke play style where you put like helixes and stuff on your kill shot and start playing super far back again, which at that point wasn't really worth dumping the A coins on the kill shot at that point. Probably wouldn't recommend it, but I wouldn't hold it against you if you did want to buy it over the Panther because you just find it more fun. It's whatever. I would say that the only really must-buy mech, for me at least, in Gear Hub Tier 6, and some people might say the Panther is the must-buy mech, by the way, and I totally respect that viewpoint. For me, it's the Orion. The Orion is the man. Look at this little guy, dude. You wouldn't think much of this guy. This is the whale killer mech. For any new players watching, I'm telling you, okay? Get on this little guy. You want to go ahead and attach just any kind of just super bursty weapon to this nerd. It might be the EM rifles that you get from using my beginner promo link. If you use that to sign up to Mech Arena, you'll have those legendary snipers ready to go. That can be very good for Orion. Just slamming something like missile racks or storm racks on the Orion as well is going to work great. Any old big bursty weapon is going to work amazing alongside the Orion's Hunter's Mark skill. Increased damage taken by enemies by like 1 billion%. Okay, it also applies a slow effect on enemies as well, slowing their move speed and just setting them up for the kill. It's crazy. Like, you land this Hunter's Mark skill on something like a big tanky Nomad with shield mods and all of that. Doesn't matter, dude. You just turn it into a slingshot. You know, you just eviscerate the whales in your lobby with the Orion. That's all I use it for, man. If there's like one guy rampaging through the lobby in like one of my free-for-all games or a deathmatch game or something, we're just getting our asses kicked, I just switch onto the Orion, drop the Hunter's Mark, unleash a volley from the Storm Rack, gone. Problem solved, you know. I might trade 1 for 1. I might only get 1 kill on the Orion, but it's a bloody important kill almost every single time. This guy is going to scale very well on your account as well. Similar to Aegis, you're probably going to be using the Orion for a long time. Good stuff. The Sentinel, don't bother. Okay, don't bother with the bloody Sentinel. Okay, when I say don't bother, you can buy it for credits, I guess. You might want to farm like the achievements on the Sentinel at some point or something to just farm those air coins and those free rewards and stuff like that. You might want to get it, you know, you might. Don't expect it to be good. I'd say don't be ranking it up. It's kind of billed as like the next tier up, like the upgrade from the Aegis. It's just not comparable in terms of the value that it offers to the Aegis. Its shield is very small. Remember that 500k health shield? Hundreds of thousands of health on the Aegis shield? Yeah, 25k on the Sentinel. And it's only a frontal shield, meaning you're still vulnerable to things like, well, attacks coming in from above, helix racks, that kind of thing, artillery fire, attacks coming from the sides and from the rear. Just not good. Not good. Not comparable to the Aegis at all. TLDR, man, the Mechs, the Orion, and the Panther are probably the ones that you want to buy in the Mech section of Tier 6, man. Moving on to Tier 6 guns. First off, A-Coins. A gun that I, once you've got your Mechs purchase, that is, I'd prioritize buying the Mechs ahead of the guns just slightly, but A-Coins, a gun that I skipped out on, man. The Ember Gun 12s. Probably just worth picking up because of how much of a juggernaut this weapon still will be on your account at this point when you're first picking them on up. The Ember Guns always have good long-term value on your account anyway because you can eventually combo them up with the likes of Revokers when you eventually want to save up for these. The Revokers, by the way, like a fantastic gun. In fact, a broken gun. So ridiculously, stupidly, insanely powerful that it's not even funny, to be honest. And the Revoker 10s, I believe, are purchasable with credits. Problem is, okay, you can put the Revoker 10 on your Zephyr mech. That's like the only mech in your entire lobby that can actually work with Revokers with like any degree of success. You might just be better off holding off on buying the Revokers until you have a better mech that you can use them on. Something like a Surge, maybe something like an Eclipse, which we're going to be getting to a little bit later on in the video. But if you want to save up for the bloody Revoker 10s in this tier and just get them and put them on your Zephyr because you're probably going to get them eventually anyway, and you just want to grab them ahead of time, you can go ahead and do that, I suppose. Similar point applies as well to the Revoker 6s, all the way back in Gear Hub Tier 4, but you don't really want to be going back to buy stuff in an older Gear Hub until you've unlocked at least Gear Hub Tier 7. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to be spending the credits to go back for stuff while you've still got advancement to do towards the Gear Hub Tier 7, which is like the Gear Hub that really matters in terms of buying some of the best mechs in the game, that is. Anyways, continuing on, man, with Tier 6. So those are your options, I guess, with the close quarters weapons. I personally would wait with buying the Revoker 10s until you've eventually got better mechs that you can actually put it on. That's just me. Some people might disagree with that. Squiggling on down a little bit, what am I looking for here? I scrolled in the wrong direction. Storm Rack 10s. These suckers right here are the legendary weapon of choice that you want to be gunning for in this Gear Hub tier. The Storm Axe might just be the best, like the best weapon. Okay, they might not be the best weapon in the game. Maybe some people would actually argue that they are, where you eventually get like the correct pilot implants and stuff like that, which is not something I'm able to have fun with yet on my account. But even when you first get these things, they're going to set you back a whole bunch of like 800,000 credits or so. The reload speed of these things, a little bit long at 11 seconds. These things just delete. They just annihilate. It doesn't matter what kind of like shield mods that your opponents have on, they're just going to chew through them very, very quickly. The damage output is unbelievable. You're going to be able to assign these Stormrack weapons to your Zephyr mech that you hopefully picked up in the previous Gear Hub. The Zephyr holds people still and just obliterates them with the Stormrack 10s. Maybe like the Missile Rack 6 Stormrack 10 combo kind of thing going on. It's going to serve you very, very well indeed on your Zephyr. And this is the first gun that you're going to get that, well, you probably just want to take it all the way up, to be honest, to 6 stars, if you can. If you can go ahead and upgrade this sucker while you're in this Gear Hub and take it all the way up to 6 stars, you might as well do it. It's a gun that you're going to be maxing out on the account anyway, almost certainly, and that's going to allow you to equip 2 of the Stormrack 10s, meaning the first 20 energy mechs that you get can don a couple of these things and basically just delete anybody from the game at will. Then you've got some options to kind of wiggle yourself across the line and make up those final stars that you're looking for. One of those options is the Graviton Beam 10, which is purchasable with credits as a legendary weapon. You can also squiggle on back down to your barrage weapon types and pick up the Podgun 10s as well. To be honest, love me my Podguns. I'd go for the Podguns ahead of the Gravitons. That's just me. More Podguns the better, you know, get it going on a couple of your mechs. Why the hell not, man? Also purchasable with credits, but it's getting to be quite an expensive tier at this stage. If you want to be a little bit cheaper and just make up some quick and easy points, you do have the option of Voltaic RPG 14s, which you can just grab for just under 300,000 credits here as well. Not a gun that I see used very often, but, you know, it's going to get you some stars to get you through the rest of the Gear Hub. I think we've covered most of the super high priority stuff in Gear Hub 6. For now though. So moving on to Gear Hub tier 7. Oh, Eclipse and Surge. That's all that matters. This is like you've made it, okay? You get one of these mechs, it just changes everything, okay? These are the mechs that are going to allow you to just absolutely roll over free-for-all lobbies. That are going to allow you to just push like no one else. Even in like CPCs and stuff like that. The Surge is, which one do you get first? That's like a big question that people often have. Oh god, by the way, you can buy Brick House for credits down here. Is there ever a world where you even want to do that? I don't know, dude. I feel like once you've made it to Gear Hub tier 7, just get Surge and Eclipse as quickly as possible and focus on ranking up other guns and stuff like that. Don't be blowing credits on Brick House, because frankly, everything else ahead of this Gear Hub tier 7 can just kind of wait, you know? That's to say that you can be camping out here for a long time, just saving up your A coins for Eclipse and Surge. Were it up to me, I'd say if you got enough credits to go ahead and buy your first Revokers on your account, I'd say get the Surge first, right? So if you've got like the credits saved up and you're approaching the amount of A coins required to buy the Surge, then get the Surge, get the Revokers on it, and just have a good time. I don't know what to tell you, really. If you're more of a podgun kind of guy, then I'd say go with the Eclipse. I feel like the Eclipse is a bit more versatile. Well, it's a lot more versatile in what it can use, right? With its Phase Cloak ability. Extremely, extremely fast mech. You pop the Phase Cloak, you just become immune to all enemy debuffs, and you also enter Stealth, being ignored by any kind of auto lock-on, Helix Rack lock-on, all of that kind of stuff, right? You're just hard to hit, man, so you're squiggling all over the place. I feel like the Eclipse works with a billion different weapon types, whereas the Surge is a bit more limited to, well, you just want Revokers on your Surge, really, don't you? Arc Torrents aren't going to cut it. I've tried those on this channel. Ember Guns will be fine. That'd be fine, right? But you're really hoping to get at least like one Ember Gun and then like a Revoker 10 on your Surge if you can, or even just a couple of Revoker 6s. And so if you can pull that off, go for the Surge first would be my advice. Next up, man, as for the weapons, we do have a couple of easy buys in terms of credits that you should be on the lookout for in Gear Hub tier 7, which, if I can just find them, the Helix Rack 16s, you're going to be getting a lot more energy on your mechs now. Once you're in Gear Hub tier 7, you can start ranking guys up and really start building out a proper hanger. Helix Rack 16s, just get them. They cost credits. Nice and easy to grab. By now, at this point where you're in Gear Hub 7, you're going to know how saucy and juicy the Helix Racks are on all of those outdoor maps. And so, yeah, the 16s are just lovely. You can also go ahead and pick up, scrolling down a little bit, the Cryo Launcher 16s, man. The grandfather of the Cryo Launchers, man. And you can combo this thing up with like the Cryo 6s if you bought them a little bit earlier on in the hub, which you probably did. To just make like a lower energy cost, but still making use of the big Cryo 16s, you know, on like a well, on a mech that can support 22 energy. Nice and easy choices to make there. Then when it comes to spending your A coins on guns in this tier, where are they, man? Where are the Stormies, dude? Genuinely, where are they? There they are, man. Good old Storm Rack 12s. Oh my god, dude. Okay, are these like the biggest Storm Racks in the game? Oh god, it goes up to 16. I forgot about that. Oh, bloody hell, okay, that's gross. Okay, anyways, man, Storm Rack 12s are going to be a well worth investment. Just speaks to how bloody good these guns are, more than anything. So, yeah, we've covered these enough already. Grab them. And honestly, beyond that, I kind of feel like the world's your oyster at that point. You can just kind of spend on whatever you want at that stage. You're far enough along on your account now. You got the Storm Rack 12s, right? You got Sage. Maybe you've got Sage, you're working towards Eclipse or vice versa. Maybe you got them both. At this stage, are there any standouts beyond the Storm Rack 12 in Gear Hub Tier 7? We've already covered the credits weapons. I mean, I'm a big fan of the miniguns, you know? Oh god, that's a chain gun. I'm a big fan of the miniguns. Either like a must-buy gun. Some people say yes. I'd say yes, but at the same time, I don't know if that's just because I just love using these things, as opposed to like how viable they actually are in a more like later on game scenario, you know, just because I'm not actually there yet on my own account. So I don't really speak to the miniguns too much, man. I'd love to hear your guys' suggestions in the comments as to what you would prioritize, like maybe after grabbing the credits guns and then the Storm Racks in Gear Hub Tier 7. When it comes to the guns, I feel like it's much more open, and you can even start thinking about going back and grabbing some stuff that you maybe missed while just progressing the Gear Hub, you know, Revokers and pod guns if you skipped out on those and stuff like that. And so you know what, man, I think that we are good to go ahead and leave this one here. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you also enjoyed, man, and hope this was somewhat helpful to any, you know, beginner players that are on the lookout for not just like an efficient way to progress through the Gear Hub, but what guns in each tier, what mechs in each tier you really want to be honing in on for just maximum bang for your buck, man. Let me know if you disagreed with my picks down below. Oh god, I'm showing off an upcoming video here, man. I'm gonna try and see what value I can get out of the Stalker mech in amongst all of these other higher quality mechs in my hangar just now, man, in an upcoming video. It's gonna be great. Thanks for watching. Hope you also enjoyed this one, man. If you did, make sure to like the video and all that good stuff. And of course, if you're looking to start off a new Mech Arena account, make sure that you get that done by clicking on the beginner link that's down below at the top of the description box, man. Just click on that link on PC or on laptop. Use that link to create your new Mech Arena account for all of the freebies that you see on screen right now as soon as you're done with the in-game tutorial on that new account. And I'm going to catch all of you guys just a tad bit later, man.